guys, and welcome to episode 158 of the Next Gen Basecast. Apologies to those who noticed last week's was 156. After the previous week's was 156. That is entirely Andy's fault, and he will be disciplined accordingly. But I am Ben, and I'm joined by Andy.
I don't want to know what my discipline is going to be. I will leave that as a surprise.
Yes, it's going to be a very good surprise. For me, maybe not for you. And I'm also joined by Matthew. How are we both doing?
I'm going to do the disciplinary for Andrew, I think. I've got a good idea.
Cool, okay.
I was doing all right, and now I'm not.
So yeah, how have we been doing, guys? Let's as ever, should we start with what we've been playing? Matt, I'll start with you this week.
Well, to be honest, it's just the same as last week. Just playing with the PlayStation Classic. That's all. You know, just a few odd games on there. And
of course, the entirely legitimate 20-game selection that originally came with the console, no doubt.
That was it, yeah. But what I've decided to do is change those 20 games for different 20 games that came on my version. So
I don't know how you can do that, Matthew. It sounds awfully legitimate. Are you sure you've not just hooked up a normal PlayStation to your TV and played it on that? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
Do you know, it quite possibly could have. It could have. You know, my head gets really fuzzy sometimes, and things just happen, and then I just forget. And yeah, I've been playing on the PlayStation 1 this week. I tell you, with some of the games that I have in my library, there's quite a few of them actually. So.
Okay,
there's discs that are on your shelf.
Absolutely, yeah, discs. Do you know what? It did confuse me. It was like the old videotape recorders you used to get. You know, where you press the eject button and it flips up from the top. I was well confused when I opened to put the disc in.
So you push the open button, and it's like, well, it keeps asking me to put another disc in. It keeps bringing the thing up on the screen. I don't understand. What's it doing?
Well, I pushed the open button, and then it hit me in the face. I was like, ow, no need for that.
So you've mainly been mainlining some retro stuff this week.
Yeah, to be honest, just been on Tony Hawk 2 again. I'm hooked onto. Well, I've nearly completed it again after 2 weeks. You just get obsessed with it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Anything more modern, or has it been exclusively the old stuff?
No, it's just that because obviously after last week's podcast, I'm very near getting a Switch.
Yes.
Probably hopefully in the next week or two, I will be joining the Switch gang, which, no mind, look, it'll be as soon as I get one, everyone will be like, oh, we're on to this now. And they'll be like...
We've all got Xbox Ones and we're playing that now.
Yeah. I'm a year behind. I do apologise.
Dear me.
No, you're coming into it at a good time. There's some good games coming out, Matt. There's some solid titles, and yeah, the library's good. So yeah, jumping straight in there with your Mario Makers and your Mario Karts and stuff.
You see, I decided to wait. I thought, I'm not going to be one of these that gets them straight away. I'll wait a year. You know, it's taken me that long to save.
Make sure
up
Nintendo haven't screwed up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been nearly 2 years, hasn't it, for the Switch?
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I'll wait 2 years. You didn't hear me. Sorry, my mic was crackling a bit. I said,
okay. Yeah. Cool. Of course. Cool. So yeah, that's an exciting time coming up soon.
For me.
For you, yeah, and for everybody else. If you get Mario Kart and Mario Maker, I'd love to see what you do with your levels in Mario Maker. Admittedly, they might just all be penises, but you know, it'll be fun.
I think that's what Matt's levels are all going to be.
Not all of them.
Some of them will be boobs.
I'd probably say more would be boobs.
Oh dear. Anyway, right, we'll move away from Matthew's booby levels and ask Andy, what have you been playing this week?
Boobs.
Good God.
Andrew.
I, like Matthew, have been kicking it old school a bit, actually. I've been playing a lot of Doom on my Switch, but not the modern Doom, the proper old PC Doom, which I've played and completed multiple times on an actual PC. But I'm now playing it on my Switch, which
because
is
it's
nice.
Stupidly cheap.
It is. Do you know what? Actually, right. So, looking at the price, and I think this kind of sets a few standards, to be honest with you, because you look at the prices that id have released, Bethesda rather have released Doom 2 and Doom 3. They're what, £4 each for Doom and Doom 2, and Doom 3 is £8. And I've bought all of them because that's like 16 quid. But there's a bunch of other games coming out soon on the Switch, which I saw some potential prices for the other day. Now I will just check this, but I don't know. I'm hoping this is just the box copies. But you remember Robocod, James Pond?
Oh God,
Yes.
Yeah. I saw that listed somewhere the other day for £15 on the Switch.
What?
oh dear.
Yes.
Bloody
So I'm just double checking this now, and just to see whether this is actually. Oh, it's not. Okay, so that was the physical copy. To buy it digitally, it's £10.
10 quid, bloody hell.
£10.
Yeah, I don't
And
think that's
another
right.
one of these games was Putty Squad.
Putty Squad
Which was
came out on
another.
the PS4.
Yeah, but it's a redo of an old Amiga
Yes.
game.
It's a
But that's
redo.
that's £10. And then you look
Yeah.
at Doom and Doom 2 and it's like £4. And you think, well, what's the better price in this scenario? So
Yeah.
I think as great, as good a games as they are, they have actually sort of set the cat among the pigeons as far as pricing goes. And hopefully it'll be a good thing because, you've not got that Nintendo tax on top of them. They're still great games to play. And I also picked up slightly more recent in the Nintendo sale that was on the other week because I've not been playing a lot of recent games. I've had a week on holiday and I've just kind of been adjusting back to life, actually doing stuff that's productive and not just sitting on a beach eating ice creams. I picked up Owlboy in the Nintendo sale, which is a lovely game. Absolutely lovely. If you like stuff like Yoku's Island Adventure, Owlboy is well worth a look at because it's that similar sort of level of charming.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good.
Okay. It's one that I keep sort of seeing here and there, and I've never really bothered sort of looking at it. But I probably should.
Yeah, it's kind of it's almost got a sort of a Zelda level of charm to it. It feels like it's a platform game. It's ever so slightly Metroidy in a way that it's got a kind of an interconnected world. And yeah, it's kind of got this pixel art sort of. You play as this mute owl, and you've got a bunch of mates that you have to sort of carry around and solve puzzles, and there's a lot of dialogue going on, and yeah, it's got this sort of old school sort of charm to it, but it's it's good. It's well worth a look, and if it's on sale again, I think it was about 10 quid in the sale, and I think it's well worth it at that price. It's it's a lovely little well put together game.
Fair enough. Well, anything else or?
I dipped into Titanfall 2 a little bit the other day.
Yes, I saw that on PSN, and I nearly texted you because I thought, man, I am so happy. I'm so happy that
I was just sat there. I was sat there thinking, what do I want to play? And I'd set Detroit downloading from PSN, PS Plus to my PS4, thinking I'll play Detroit. And I was just scanning through the games I had installed, and I saw Titanfall. I'm just going to jump into Titanfall and shoot some dudes for a bit. And yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's good.
It's a fucking brilliant game.
I think Ben likes that game. I don't know what gave me that
I think
impression.
he does.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 is one of the best first-person shooters ever, and I will not hear a word against it.
I think what's interesting as well, playing it after having played Apex Legends, is you do that Captain America from the Avengers gift, don't you? Every now and then you go, I understood that reference.
Yeah.
There's little moments where it's like, oh yeah, I recognise that gun.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you realise that the Mozambique is actually useful in Titanfall 2.
They've made it useful in Apex, though, haven't they? The latest,
I'll be honest,
patch has actually done some stuff.
I've not played Apex for a while. I'm probably going to give it a go again over the weekend because I've not touched it for quite a while.
I keep feeling like I should because it's actually quite high up on my Game of the Year list, and it's like, oh yeah, I did quite like Apex Legends. I really should play it again.
Yeah, I think that's going to be up there in the discussions for me as well, for sure. I've been playing a little bit of like kind of everything really. I've been playing some more of the Wolfenstein Youngblood. Me and Johnny Wolfenstein. Me and Johnny got on that for Ben and Johnny's nice stream, which was last night as we record this. That was Thursday night.
Watched a bit of that. Yeah,
it's all right. It's getting a bit hammered in some of the reviews, and I can sort of see why, because there's a massive difficulty spike, like when you get to some areas where there's an enemy with like really high health, and you just keep dying, and the checkpoint's not great. So yeah, that's a bit awkward. But other than that, what else? I played a lot of the PES demo actually. PES 2020 eFootball or eFootball PES 20, whichever way around it is. The PES
is
demo,
that the official full name now?
Yes, eFootball PES
Mouthful,
2020,
isn't it?
Yeah,
eFootball PES 2020. That sounds,
yeah. They're going after the esports market, so you know. I mean, the thing is, everyone knows what PES is, so I'm a bit surprised they've done.
It's the little sweets that you pop out of Mickey Mouse's head.
Andrew.
What?
So anyway, yeah, like I played a lot of the PES demo. Did some streaming of that on Monday night as well. It's good. Like it's pretty much the same build that me and Nico played in Manchester. It's 5-minute matches, and there are a lot more teams. So whereas we got to play 10-minute matches against the same or between the same two teams all the time, you get to play shorter matches with more teams. So yeah, it's all right. I think there's no real feel for kind of the longer matches and sort of build-ups. You just kind of frantically trying to score in the 5 minutes that you've got. But I've, scored a few good goals, won quite a few games, got called a noob on YouTube, got told that someone's grandmother could play better than me.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that, yeah.
Have you fixed this up so that you can have a go with grandma?
Well, I did say, if she's up for doing some videos, then we'll happily team up with her. But I've not had a reply yet because, YouTube.
Maybe they've just not checked their alerts.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, they replied to my initial comment, and then I replied again, so they've not. I don't know.
Maybe his mummy took it off him for a while because he was being a bad boy.
Possibly so, yeah. I mean, he did
seem being a jerk to people on the internet.
He did seem about 12. And then, a little bit more Mario Maker, and played some Donut County on the PC.
What's that like? That's
a fun little game, that is.
Okay.
It's quite good fun. You just basically play as a big hole in the ground and swallow things up. It's
like Katamari sort of thing, is it?
It's reverse Katamari, yeah.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
I don't know what you like to do on your Saturdays, Matthew, but that's nothing to do with me.
Well, you should know. You're normally round. This
is very true. It's kind of it's fun. It's not like the longest game in the world, but I wouldn't have expected it to be. It's just a nice little. It's got a good story to it, and there's a thing called the Trashopedia, which every time you sort of consume something new, it appears in your little Wikipedia style thing.
Okay.
And yeah, it's pretty good. I liked it. I would be happy to play it again if the opportunity arose, which it will do because I got it free on PC. No, I got it paid for it on PC. But I'm rambling now. So what else? I think that's about it. Obviously, yeah, I said about Mario Maker.
There's not really been anything huge out since Mario Maker, is there?
No, not really.
I guess Wolfenstein, but
yeah, but I mean, Wolfenstein's kind of like a little spin-off of of like a big series rather than like a mainline.
It's the Lost
entry.
Legacy, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the Lost Legacy of the Wolfenstein series.
Yeah, but I mean, should we go into some news?
Let's do that.
News it.
News.
News.
News. News. So we'll start off with the news that the Ghostbusters video game remaster is finally coming out in October.
It's so fucking time there, isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, they announced this back in, was it May? I think it's been it's been a little while, and obviously the original game came out on the PS3 and the PC, and then they took it off sale on the PC, so you can't actually buy it
360
anymore. And the 360 as well, obviously, yeah.
Which was weird because you put it in your 360 and it came up with the Sony Computer Entertainment logo when you boot it up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was actually published by Sony Computer Entertainment on the Xbox.
Ah, okay, yeah. That's a bit weird. But yeah, I think there was something as well about. I'm not sure if this was Activision that's publishing this, but the press release that I got today wasn't from my normal person at Activision, so I don't know whether they are publishing it or whether somebody else is publishing it or whether we might actually get a copy. It's
okay.
That's kind of how. Yeah, it was very strange to look at.
Hmm.
But yeah, it looks all right. It's kind of what you'd expect. It's a little bit shinier, a little bit smoother. And I quite enjoyed the game, to be honest. I thought it was all right. I know you played it as well, didn't you, Matt?
Yes.
Are you going to elaborate?
And there you go. Matthew played it.
Yes. Yes, I played it.
And did you enjoy it?
Yes, I enjoyed it.
Cool. Okay. Thank you for your succinct coverage of the Ghostbusters video game.
No, sorry, yeah, might as well. Well, to be honest, when was it? Oh, it must have been about a month ago. I just suddenly looking on my computer and I thought, oh, I've got Ghostbusters. Do you know what? Sod it. Re-downloaded it and that's it. I was just on it for about a week solid. A few hours and it's like, it's so much fun. Even now, with it being how many years old?
It's about 10 years old.
Yeah, even now, it's easily still, you put it up there with today's games.
It's good fun.
It is so much fun.
It's a solid like B tier game, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not going to go up against the likes of, Uncharted and Gears and Halo and all that kind of stuff, but it's a solid, it's a good licensed game, which I think is quite rare these days.
It's basically Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, with kind of it's got like a lot of homages to the original and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's got 1 and 2 sort of mixed in there to make 3 sort of thing, hasn't it?
Yeah.
As I say, I think the thing that I found most remarkable about it when I played it back in the day was that it did have all of the cast of the originals in, apart from, I think, Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think Rick Moranis as well, wasn't in it? Because he's retired from acting, isn't he? But
yeah,
Rick
Moranis.
Everyone, including Annie Potts as Janine, was back in it, wasn't she? And the guy Walter Peck's in it. Well, they were. I mean, it was their likenesses and their voice.
No, I was going to say, you say that they're in it. Like Bill Murray, kind of, he phoned it in, really.
Well, yeah, but Bill Murray was never a huge fan of the Ghostbusters films because they kind of changed the script up for the first one as they were filming it and made it a lot different.
Okay.
So it was never, yeah. But one of the things that I'm going to find interesting is whether it is acknowledged as being canon when the new film comes out next year.
Yeah, we'll certainly see about that because I know they said, I think they said as much when it came out that it was canon, but then it's like, well, the same thing's happening as in the films, so I don't know.
Well, it has been canon because there's actually been a comic book series done by IDW Publishing, which has followed on from the video game. It's taken the video game as it's effectively Ghostbusters 3 point, and it references that as canon. So they refer to the intern that you play as in the game. They constantly refer to him in the they constantly refer to him. They do mention him in the comics. And they also use some of the weaponry that was introduced in the video game, some of the sort of the grenades and stuff like that you can use.
Yeah,
so,
I can remember some of those. There's like a tether type grenade, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So that's the Ghostbusters news. In other kind of, we might as well stick on Activision for the next couple of stories because I think it's being published by Activision. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That's still going to sound really weird. That multiplayer, the multiplayer game or side of the game rather, got unveiled this week, and it actually looks pretty good. And I think I might be the only one thinking that, judging by the silence.
I've barely seen anything. I don't really look at anything Call of Duty related, so yeah.
Okay. I just feel why they'd basically gone back to Modern Warfare.
Well, I think there was a lot of people that were asking for that, and I think they've decided to. There's
it's
a weird.
Going to be disappointing.
I think quite the opposite. I think it's going to be. I think this looks really, really good. The problem is that there is a kill streak in there that has obviously got a lot of people talking this week. So for those of you that played Spec Ops: The Line back in the day, that was
God.
What a game. What a game that was.
It was a fantastically bleak game.
Yeah.
The only time I think I've ever finished a video game and gone, I really want to go and play a Mario game now or something.
What are you talking about? Every game that you play, you go, I want to play a Mario game.
Not everything. How dare you? Carry on.
But anyway, yeah. So in Spec Ops, there was a bit that kind of started driving the main character to madness, and he was like, "Oh no, what have I done? I'm a monster," and all that. Where he kind of killed a load of civilians.
Spoilers for a 10-year-old game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spoilers. He killed a load of civilians with white phosphorus, which is a horrible, horrible weapon that kind of seeps into skin, and because it's phosphorus, it will burn on contact with air. It's just a horrible chemical, like use of chemical warfare and weapons, but it's really nasty. There was a lot of talk about it this week, obviously given the news that it's going to be a kill streak in Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
So that's as in you get so many kills you can unleash a phosphorus strike, can you?
So back in the day,
that's classic.
in the original Modern Warfare, you had was it 3, 5, and 7 kill streaks? You got
something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you got a radar, you got an
airstrike, or was it like a sentinel gun?
No, it was the original was radar, airstrike, helicopter.
That was it, your helicopter, yeah.
Yeah, and then they kind of went a bit mad with Modern Warfare 2, and it's never been the same since. So
No.
they're bringing back kill streaks this time round, and if you get a 10 kill streak, you get white phosphorus, which I mean, they've had a tactical nuke in the game before, so I don't know. Like, I'm not comfortable with that, but everything else actually looks pretty good. There is
actually, interestingly, sorry, going back to this, I just had a quick Google and had a look up of white phosphorus on YouTube.
Yeah, don't do that.
Apparently, it's now it's considered against the law of warfare to use it against land targets.
Yeah,
against personnel targets. So classic.
Yeah, committing war crimes in your video games, lads. That's 2019.
Classic. What will we be doing? Having torture sequences for opposing team members next?
I don't know. But anyway,
waterboarding is my kill streak. Yes, do it.
So anyway, yeah, I just think that's a bit of a bad step. But as I say, everything else looks really good. It looks phenomenal. It's obviously running at 4K 60. As the most recent Call of Duties have. There's a realism mode where I don't think there's a mini-map kind of at all throughout all the multiplayer. And then, the realism mode kind of takes away a lot of your HUD, so you kind of working blind in a way.
You get PTSD as well from it.
I mean, you might do. It just looks like a really good multiplayer mode in a Call of Duty. So, if you enjoy that, then, I think you'll probably undoubtedly pick this up and have a good time with it. I think I've drifted away from Call of Duty to the point now where I'll play it for a few weeks when it comes out, and then if there's a story mode, then I'll play that. But I'm not really into the multiplayer anymore. I know me and you, Matt, we used to line up and get it at midnight and all that, but that's all changed now, hasn't it?
I know. I to be honest, I used to love that. Right, they've got the day off work. It's we go to Blockbusters, and they did a bit of a thing of it as well, actually, which was quite good.
Yeah,
go to Blockbuster, get straight home. So by 1 o'clock, you're home, you're on it, you're playing, and then probably bed at 5 a.m. for about 3 or 4 hours, up again, and then you're on it all day, weren't we?
Yeah, it was the times when responsibilities weren't a thing.
I used to I'd still do that now. If there was things like that, I would, but nowhere does anything like that anymore. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, Game do, but I don't really fancy going to Game anyway.
I mean, you can pre-order it on digital and sit up and wait for it to download, and then
it's not the same, Andrew, is it? It's not the same.
No, it's not.
It's not the same.
Really not.
How dare you?
No.
Anyway, other Activision news this week is, it's a bit depressing to read, really. Crash Team Racing, the Nitro-fueled remake that came out the other month. As a few people kind of predicted, it's getting microtransactions. Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, that's literally worse than putting war crimes in your shooter, isn't it?
that is a war crime in your shooter.
I mean, the thing is, I don't know if this is designed to kind of beat the reviews, because obviously the reviews came out, it was incredibly positive, a lot of stuff kind of happened, and you got some really good scores, and everyone was like, yeah, this is a pretty good kart racer. And then it's been getting praised because of, you know, the fact it's free of all this stuff, and then they've just dropped it in, oh yeah, you can buy stuff now.
So what you're saying is Activision saw the positive reviews and decided that that was disappointing, so they put something terrible in the game.
They decided to turn something positive to a negative. Do you want to know why? Because they're arseholes and just think, I know, let's just fucking try and make more fucking money out of this shit as we can. You know, it's the whole loot box shit, innit?
Yeah, I mean, it's not great. Like, if you're going to have microtransactions in your game, just be upfront about it. Don't put a version of the game out that, you know, the press will play and praise for being a good game and all the rest of it. Because the thing is, right, this news was attached to the fact that there's a new Grand Prix coming to it. So there's an event from today, so from the 2nd of August through to the 25th of August. There's a big event going on, and all that people want to talk about is the microtransactions, because that's the news, that's the story.
So the event costs you $10.99 to join.
No, it's not even that. It's like little bits of the Wumpa coins, so you can buy Wumpa coins and then you know, exchange that for stuff. I just can't be arsed with this. Like,
I mean, I just wish almost, bring out like a character pack or a skin pack.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it was like the idea of it being cosmetic and all that, like, I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith in the argument there, because the thing is with the cosmetics, apparently now kids are getting bullied in the playground if they don't have fancy skins.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
I don't know whether it's just different schools. I mean, I must admit, I've sort of spoken to this about my youngest is quite mad on Fortnite, and I'm sure that's something we'll probably come to in a bit.
Yeah.
But I have asked him about that, and either he just goes to a really nice school, or it's probably not as widespread as the media wants you to believe it is. But it wouldn't surprise me. I think the whole microtransaction thing is that I didn't realize it was virtual currency. I thought it was like skins that you'd buy. And I think if it was we're going back to Crash Team Racing here, and I think if it was sort of like skins or characters or character packs, I feel that's slightly less egregious than the whole currency thing. And I think Jim Sterling did a good video on this a couple of months back about the difference between sort of like a single purchase of a bunch of tracks or some new characters versus some virtual currency that you can buy over and over and over again, and just kind of fuels that sort of addictive habit that some people are incredibly prone to.
Yeah, it's the recurring spending thing that's just like, it's horrible. But yeah, I mean, you know, if you like Crash Team Racing, then go play it for free, or don't spend any more money on it, because it's probably not worth it.
I just don't understand it. Get any games nowadays, I don't buy anything in a game. I buy the game and that is it. If there's things there that you can think, I'll buy that extra. Why? Why the fucking point is there? It just companies trying to make more money out of this shit. And
I think it depends on the value. Yeah,
it's more. Yeah, it's more the fact that they don't want more money; they want all of the money, and you know that they will monetize anything in the game at all. And I don't agree with that. I really don't. Like,
I will fight against anybody who says, well, actually, I can understand why I do it with this game. I said, no, I can't understand why I do it with any game. Absolutely no point in any of it. Somebody will fork out £50, £60 for a game now. I do not expect to then have to think, oh, hold on, shit, I need to spend an extra tenner because I want to get this. No,
the thing is though, Matt, when I'm sort of looking at my shelf of old PC games now, and this isn't. I mean, the concept of sort of add-on packs isn't a new thing, though, is it? I mean, I'm
but there's a big difference. There is a big difference between...
Oh no, this is what I'm going to get onto, is to say that the kind of the idea of add-on content that's launched sort of 6 months to a year or so after a game has landed isn't necessarily and inherently a bad thing. The way that it's being done in the modern climate, where there's this constant need to keep people engaged and keep people playing games by either withholding content or providing a games as a service platform, is fairly egregious.
I understand. I'll tell you what. I'll go back on myself slightly. Is I've got 2 Point Hospital. Keep going theme hospital.
Yeah.
2 Point Hospital, and that brings out extra levels and such things like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've brought those, and they're not overpriced.
Yeah.
They're about £6 when they come, and that I can see. Yes, that's the type of. It's when you get. Oh, I want to buy this. Like, I think in some like in some
armor.
Yeah, you want to buy. Oh, or a skin for my gun. What's the fucking point? I want a blue gun, so I'm going to spend £3 on that skin so it looks really blue. Fuck off.
See, that's the thing. Like, my
really blue gun.
The only time I consider that sort of semi-fair game is when the initial game is free. Like, if you get like Apex or if you get Fortnite. I don't begrudge people spending some money on a game when it's free, because the thing is, like, I bought some of the extra cars in Rocket League because Rocket League was free. You know, Rocket League was free for me when I got it.
Yeah, on PS Plus, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I completely agree that it's kind of putting in microtransactions for a game that's 55 quid. It's wrong. Like, you know, Call of Duty, I think they were charging £2 for a scope, like the little red dot in your red dot sight. You can
change the dot. I remember that. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What? And then people buy it. There's how many people you see when they've shot you, their kill count, and you're looking, what? You know, you're obviously a prick. Not one because you've killed me, but the other one is because you've got a shitty, twatty, different red dot to me. Because you're a bellend that decided to spend it. Well, it just shows you what utter knobs there will that actually will buy that crap.
But that's the thing. Like, people will buy it, so they'll continue doing it. But, I mean, we could probably have an entire podcast on this.
We could.
But we'll move on because
I'm getting wound up.
Very angry.
Matthew's getting angry. Do you know what else is probably going to make you a little bit angry, Matt?
Go on.
No.
The Mega Drive Mini has been delayed.
Why has it been delayed?
I don't know.
They promise all this shit. How are we going to do it on this date? No, you're fucking not. Let's add an extra 6 months because you're obviously a twat.
In fairness, it's just 2 weeks. So
that's not too bad then. I'll let them off.
Has
it been delayed? Oh,
it's now launching on October the 4th.
Okay.
Which is the same day as that game we were talking about a little bit earlier, which I can't remember the name of. I'm stalling.
Ghostbusters?
Yes, Ghostbusters. It was Ghostbusters.
It's not like it's a big franchise or anything like that. Yeah, just this little indie thing.
I've never heard of it, mate. No, have you?
But so Sega blamed unavoidable logistical challenges when they were talking about the release of the Mega Drive Mini.
So basically, one person was shagging another person in the office, and they forgot to do something. So it's back a couple of weeks.
Probably wouldn't go that far. I just think they probably weren't making enough of them, or Brexit. You know, one of the two.
Have they delayed it so they can put the decent joypad in the UK release?
No.
Damn them.
No. But so that's a shame.
I'm still getting the crappy 3-button one.
I only ever had the 3-button one, so shut your mouth.
You stick Street Fighter on your console and you don't bother putting the 6-button joypad in. I'm sorry, I've got no sympathy whatsoever. No one wants
to play the Mega Drive version of Street Fighter.
It was a decent version, the Mega Drive version. Not the best version, but it was a decent version.
Andy, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
But yes, it's still got all the same games in it. It's just now coming out in October. But some good news if you have a Nintendo Switch. I think you need to be a member of Switch Online as well. You can play Mario Tennis Aces next week from the 7th to the 13th, absolutely free.
I bet hurry up and buy it then.
It's a good game.
So I wonder if you could probably, I don't know if it's the full game for a week or if it's just like a select bit of it, but
do you know what?
I think it's the full game. They've done this before, I'm pretty sure, and I'm sure it's the full game. Like a sort of a week's free play. I might be wrong in that, but I'm pretty sure they've done a similar thing before.
To take it off topic slightly, I think I remember messaging everybody. So do we remember on Dreamcast the Virtua Tennis?
We've had this discussion.
Yes.
I think we've had this discussion on the podcast.
Oh, really? Well, when obviously Wimbledon was on, I was like, do you know what? I just feel like playing that because that must have been the best ever tennis game I played, and I thought it was ace.
I mean, Anna Kournikova smash court tennis.
Well, Anna Kournikova, hold on, rewind. Anna Kournikova would just smash, you know what I mean?
Matthew.
I wasn't bothered about the tennis.
Good Lord.
Right, before we get sued, I'm going to move on to a little bit more news. So this is kind of, there's 4 stories, and they all kind of roll into one, and they end with a very good story that I'm very excited about. So,
oh, right, okay.
First up, we've got the news that Ninja has ditched Twitch, and he's going to Mixer.
Twitch, is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he not like viewers?
I mean, he's got 14 million followers on Twitch.
Okay.
And he's decided to just jack it in and go to Mixer. Now, this came completely out of the blue. It's really weird. Like
okay, carry on.
I just wonder if Microsoft have thrown all of the money at him.
So the interesting thing is, what platforms is Mixer available on? Is it just Windows and Xbox? Can you watch Mixer on your PlayStation or your Android?
I think you probably can if you go to like the website on the PlayStation.
Right.
I'm not sure.
But there's not a native app that would be convenient for people to just fire up and go and watch Ninja do his Fortnite thing.
I don't think so. I'm probably wrong, but I don't think so.
See, that's a weird move from him from a brand point of view, isn't it? It's
I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. I can't get my head round the sheer amount of money that he makes and the sheer amount of followers that he's got. Because I think last year he was reported to be making around $500,000 a month, which is crazy.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So
I would like that amount of money per month.
I'd like that amount of money per year, to be honest. That would be quite nice. But like, he's let's be fair. Like, he's probably set himself up for the rest of his life many times over by now. So he can.
So it could go really bad. It could go really bad, and he just go, "Oh, whatever. That was fun, wasn't it?"
Yeah. Like, I don't think there's going to be a downside to him. I mean, if he ends up kind of, tanking his streaming career, then so be it. He's done what he needs to do. He's 28. He's 28 years old, and he's a multi-millionaire.
Wanker.
I'm detecting a hint of jealousy, Matthew.
I'm not talking.
But yeah, it just seems to be one of those that he's made a lot of money playing Fortnite, so he's going to carry it on a different platform. I'm really keen to see if Microsoft have spent a lot of money on this. I've got a funny feeling that they have. But
it would be interesting to see if Microsoft then announced Mixer as native for multiple other formats.
Yeah, I just think if they do put in the ability to stream to Mixer from the PlayStation or from sort of within PC games, because by all accounts, Mixer's not a bad platform. You've got multiple player views, so if you're playing if you're watching a battle royale, you can sort of skip between people that are streaming on that server, or if we kind of jumped on a 4-player game. And we all streamed it, you could jump between the 4 streams at will rather than kind of having 4 separate windows open and that kind of stuff. Apparently the latency is really, really low as well. Obviously with YouTube and Twitch, you get a couple of seconds, but
that's because there's 3 people on it. And Ninja.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a good platform. I just think Microsoft were probably a little bit late to the party on it, but I think this could possibly swing things round. I don't know. We shall have to see. But speaking of people that have made a lot of money from Fortnite, a 15-year-old in Essex has won £1 million playing Fortnite.
I need to start training my kids up, don't I?
Mate, they're probably better than you already.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, that's a given.
Just better at life than me.
I was about to say that, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. The guy that won is like, I think the guy that won the tournament is 16, and he got £3 million.
What country was he from?
He's from the States.
Okay.
Oh, was he from the States? I thought he was from the UK.
No, the kid that won, the kid that got the third place, or second. Sorry.
That's who I'm thinking of. Yeah.
He won $1 million, and then a kid in America got the $3 million prize. And apparently, the person that came 10th has got like $500,000 or $600,000 or something, and he's 13 years old.
Jesus Christ!
So
shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah. It's
Ben,
all a bit.
Can we get Kieran in like a cap, like that Steve Buscemi gif to rock up to one of these?
How do you do, fellow kids?
Yes, I am a Fortnite esports. I mean, let's be honest. Kieran's the most esports of all of us. So
he is, but
yeah.
I think this kid would probably destroy him. To be fair,
that's because Kieran's the youngest. That's probably why.
Yeah,
he's still got his youthful reactions.
Yeah,
I mean, this is crazy. Anyway, yeah, like you can make a lot of money playing Fortnite, and it's kind of caught the mainstream media's attention because it's obviously a lot of money. And I think a lot of people are now starting to go, oh, maybe this is a legitimate career path or something.
I was having to explain to my parents the other day why people pay video games for money. They couldn't quite understand why people would actually watch it as a spectator sport.
So did you have to understand that first because you are quite old?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I quite explained it because I still can't quite fathom it. But there you go.
I mean, thing is, I've spent £350 on a season ticket to watch people play football.
Yeah.
So what difference is it?
Thank you.
What's the difference?
I mean, I wouldn't spend that much money on a season pass to watch people play football, but I think this is probably just highlighting the issues that I have. So there we go. Let's move on. What's the next one?
You're allergic to sports and exercise, though, Andy.
I am rather allergic to sports.
Allergic to sport.
I am. It brings me out in hives. I just can't cope.
I think we found the podcast title.
Well, if anybody had probably seen Andy, they might think, oh, yeah, he don't really, I could see him not being the sporty type.
Jesus Christ! But we're talking about Fortnite, so we might as well.
I'm hitting the gym at the minute. Thank you.
Right.
I'm going to be ripped by the year.
Who's Jim?
I'm not going to.
Is he your neighbour?
No.
He's going down on. No, going down the. I don't know. Anyway.
Next.
Yes. So Fortnite has got its season X or season 10, however you're pronouncing it.
Yep.
And it's got like loads of new stuff in it. Bless you.
Jesus.
Thank you. Sorry. Was that really loud?
That was very loud.
Yeah.
But yeah. They've introduced mechs.
I see where this is going, Benjamin.
Yeah, you do.
I think we've already talked about this one, haven't we?
Well, they've introduced big robots into Fortnite.
Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. I think I can hear Kieran slightly crying.
They've got big robots in Fortnite. And this is the whole thing with Apex. Apex is supposed to be Fortnite in the Titanfall universe. So where's my mechs where's my Titanfall 3 is what I want to know.
You just want Titanfall 3, don't you?
I do.
Aww.
I do want Titanfall. Titanfall 3.
Could you not play Fortnite and squint a little bit?
No, because I'm rubbish at Fortnite and I'm pretty good at Titanfall 2.
Okay.
I'm pretty shit at both, so I don't mind.
So what do you reckon? Are the odds going to be that they will add Titans into Apex? Because they did say that there's going to be a big update soon that will include a feature that everybody's been clamoring for since day one.
Is it more loot crates?
I think it's going to be Titans. Please put Titans in Apex. Or just make Titanfall 3.
I mean, to be honest with you, you could have it as a bonus that you just that could be called down every now and then. Literally, you would have a Titanfall and you could jump into it. Everyone scramble for the Titan.
I just want
Jumping Titan.
Titanfall.
3.
I mean, I just want more Titanfall. And
if someone said, "Here's Titanfall, but reissued for the Switch," would you be like, "Yep, I'll have that. I'll take that." Okay.
Yes. I want all of the Titanfalls all of the time.
I want all of the Titans.
But you know what? This leads me on to the bit of news I'm actually really excited about.
Okay. I've forgotten there was 4 things in this mental thread.
Get ready to cream your pants.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Next month, there is an event in America called Oculus Connect.
But we're in England.
Okay.
Shut up. And Respawn are going to be at Oculus Connect to show off an amazing first-person combat experience in VR. Now that is going to be Titanfall.
You hope. I mean, you've predicted things before and you've been wrong. You thought there was going to be a Titanfall 3 announcement about every E3 for the last 4
I'm about
years.
to throw my computer out of the window because I've just seen the rest of the tweet thread. They've confirmed that it's not Titanfall 3. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, hang on.
God, oh God. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion.
Oh my God.
It says here, the studio confirmed lower in the Twitter thread that the VR game was not Titanfall 3. They didn't say it's not a Titanfall game.
Oh, here he goes. Clutching at straws.
I've got my conspiracy hat on.
They've skipped number 3 and gone to 4.
No, they're going to call it something different. Like
Titan 4.
The Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, something like that. Titanfall, Clash of the Titans.
I think you're clutching at straws here, dude.
I don't care. I just want more Titanfall. Just, please give me more Titanfall.
Take the microphone out of your mouth.
Please give me more Titanfall.
Put your pants back on.
I really want some Titanfall. But yes, that's essentially the news this week. There was another bit of news, but I've forgotten what it was. It was
because it's not Titanfall.
Andy finally did a poop like a big boy.
What?
You didn't? You mentioned something, Andy. Was it something about some Switch? Oh, Outer Wilds.
Oh yeah, Outer. Yeah, is it Outer Wilds?
Yes,
it's coming to Switch, isn't it?
Outer Worlds. No, Outer Worlds. Yeah.
Outer Worlds. Yeah. The Fallout-looking game.
Yes,
I'm really quite keen to play that. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's coming to the Switch kind of after the main release, but we'll see what happens there.
It's another good game. It's another good big sort of AAA game that's coming to the Switch. So yeah, good on them. It's good to sort of get games like that on the Switch, and it's actually really good playing Skyrim on the Switch because I picked that up in a sale not long ago, and it's quite a fun little game to play on handheld. So yeah, quite keen to see. No Man's Sky. We were going to talk about that as well.
That was it. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to lead with this one?
I guess No Man's Sky Beyond is coming later this month. In fact, is it next week or is it the 14th? I'm just checking my facts. 14th. And there's 3 big additions to it, one of which has got our Nick quite excited, which is the VR update, which is coming to PS4 and PC. So, you can ride the Vomit Comet while you're playing your No Man's Sky. I think I'll be giving that one a miss. The other one is a multiplayer aspect that they're not really... Hello Games haven't really divulged too much information about it, but they have been referring to it as No Man's Sky Online. So it sounds like it's going to be almost like a massively multiplayer version of No Man's Sky with a lot more... as it says here, a radical new social and multiplayer experience.
Right.
But there's also a third big thing that they've said nothing about, but they've said is going to be quite significant as far as No Man's Sky and its future goes. But it's not going to be a subscription system. It's not going to be anything that's going to cost you extra. It's going to be free as part of the update.
Okay.
So, and no microtransactions as well. They've chucked that one out the window.
Okay.
So it's not going to cost you any more money, this free update, but it's going to add some big social stuff to it. And yeah, I really keep meaning to get back into No Man's Sky. I mean, it was quite good when we jumped into it when they did the next update?
Yes.
But I've not really touched it since. I keep thinking, I really want to chuck it on, but it's kind of that sort of game that you do need to invest a bit of time into.
Yeah.
But it's a lovely game. I always quite liked it. I always felt it was sort of smashed a bit hard when it came out. I know it didn't exactly deliver on everything that it promised when it first launched, but I could kind of see past that and enjoy it for what it was. And I think, props to Hello Games when you look at how some of the bigger companies deal with their gearbox failures to launch. In some of their games, Bethesda, Hello Games have done a fantastic job with sort of keeping this game alive as it's been going.
Yeah.
And props to them. They've not Fallout 76'd it.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually quite excited to play that because I want to get into the VR as well. So I'm dead keen to have a look at that.
I think it'll be fantastic in VR, but I do think it'll make me throw up. So
yeah, probably
I'll be
will
giving it a miss. Yeah.
Right. So that's the news, which would normally be the end of the podcast, but Johnny brought a new game into the mix last week, didn't he? That I actually quite like. So we're going to do it again.
He's allowed us to do it, even though he's not present.
He's licensed it out. Yeah.
Yes.
He's patented it.
So the game in question is the Review, which is now the official name for it. Apparently, me and Johnny both came up with the same name in different times, which is interesting. But anyway,
okay. Did he come up with it after you'd come up with it?
Well, apparently,
I've come up with that one as well.
Apparently, he came up with it immediately after they finished recording last week, and then I came up with it when I heard the podcast. So, yeah.
Okay.
Right. So let's go through 3 randomly selected reviews. I say randomly selected. I mean, they're selected by me. And
I was crap at this. Can I just add?
I'm going to be terrible as well because I don't read the stuff that goes on our website.
Oh,
because I'm a bad person.
You are a bad person.
You
I kind of skim it, but I don't commit it to memory. So
you know what? Sometimes I'm reading Eurogamer and I see your name pop up more than it pops up on our bloody website.
No one comments on our website. If we had a community that commented on our website, it'd be on our website. Go get some people from Eurogamer to come and talk about games on our website.
You could always the community.
You could always write things on the website to get people to come over. How about that? Yeah.
It'd be like going into a bar with no one else in and chatting to the depressed barman behind the counter who doesn't really want to. That sounds like a
great bar. I don't like bars that are completely rammed. Anyway.
Play the game.
Let's play the game. So this is the review. So there's going to be 3 reviews. If it features the name of the game, then I will blank it out. But it's the verdict paragraph or the summary at the end. So the first one. This game unintentionally hangs its entire appeal on having near-perfect combat thanks to the developer's shooting. Sadly, there's not much else to it that's either original or of much interest, feeling a lot like Borderlands and Far Cry New Dawn at various points. However, if you're hungry for some of that quality gunplay before Doom Eternal breaks out of hell, this should keep you going.
Is this a recent one?
This is fairly recent.
Okay. It sounds like it's an FPS.
Oh, you're getting warm.
Because we're talking about Borderlands and Far Cry. It's not Wolfenstein, is it? No, we haven't put a review up for Wolfenstein, have we?
Not yet, no.
Yet.
It got a 7 out of 10.
What's come out recently? Was it a Johnny one?
It was a Johnny one.
It was a Johnny one. What's Johnny reviewed? Was it Far Cry?
Was it what, sorry?
Was it Far Cry?
Well, he compares it to Far Cry in the review.
He compares it to Far Cry in the review.
Don't look through Johnny's thing on the website. I know what you're like.
I'm not. I'm resisting the urge. My phone is.
Let's have Matthew
next to me.
Let's let Matthew have a guess. Go on, Matt.
I'm thinking, but I'm not very good at thinking.
So it's relatively new. It's a shooter. If I say that where I said the developer, it's actually this game unintentionally hangs its entire appeal on having near perfect combat thanks to that id shooting.
Oh, it's Rage. Rage 2.
It is. Ding, ding, ding. There we go. It's Rage 2. Okay, so...
that made such an impact, I remembered that it came out recently.
Right. Let me do the next one. So this is one of my reviews.
Oh God.
Which got 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Hitman.
This game.
No, that would be 10 out of 10, Matthew.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Regardless, Ben assigns the scores to the Hitman games before he's even played them.
Sorry, Ben. Carry on.
Fuck's sake. This game builds on the very strong foundations laid by the original, improving multiplayer by improving the progression mechanics and introducing some fun new gameplay ones as well. This feels like the freshest and most interesting multiplayer game of the year, and it's capped off by a wonderful single-player campaign that ticks all the right boxes. It's just a shame that it's releasing when it is, as this is a game that deserves, if not demands, that any fans of the FPS genre should play it.
Ben, is it Titanfall 2?
It's Titanfall 2! Give me more Titanfall! Give me more Titanfall.
But it only got a 9 out of 10.
Because it's very good, but it's not perfect, because it should have got a 10, all right? I underscored it. In hindsight, I underscored Titanfall 2. It's brilliant, and I want more.
You need to go and hang your head in shame for not scoring it a 10.
Okay, and the final one. Let's see if Matt can claw a point back.
I really can't.
With a score of 7.5, while not much to look at or listen to, this game doesn't really attempt to capture the experience of a wrestling match, but is in itself a tactical scrapper with serious...
WWE, surely.
No, it's not. I know what it is.
No,
I know
what
it is.
It is a tactical scrapper with serious customization options and an extensive, charming story mode. A solid mid-carder.
It's Fire Pro Wrestling, isn't it?
It is Fire Pro Wrestling World. There we go. Andy, you have joined the 3 out of 3 club.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but it doesn't help.
Was that Kieran? Kieran last week?
Kieran got 3 out of 3, and then I got 3 out of 3 when I was...
Do I have to do a face-off against Kieran now?
Yeah, that's it. Next week we're going to have a face-off. Like, we will continue...
Right,
we'll continue the game, but at the minute, of the people that have officially played it on the podcast, Kieran and you are tied for first.
So face off. I'll be Nick Cage. He can be Travolta. Then we take our faces off.
I think the only way to keep this fair is everybody has to go up against me.
I'll tell you what. I'll go up against you next week.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
I pitched it when I listened to because I edited last week's podcast, as we've addressed with my heinous error in posting it on the website and giving it the wrong number.
Sorry, your heinous error.
Heinous.
Oh, I thought you said
Good
heinous.
Lord, boy.
No, he wasn't.
Listen properly.
He was thinking from his bumhole at the time.
I did suggest to Johnny that we should do this as like a faux game show on YouTube, just like little micro episodes.
It would take too long.
Nah, we could do like sort of several episodes in one go. We should do it. We should try it.
Yeah,
we don't do enough silly videos anymore.
Yeah, we'll give it a go. But anyway, yeah. So that's
not going to give it a go, are we?
And is there anything that people want to plug before I go? Sensible ones, not your butt.
I was going to say, you did post that thing from Argos the other day on the group chat.
It's a
that
car charger.
Car charger.
It's a car charger that Johnny said looks like a butt plug. Frankly, if he's shoving that up his butt, there's something wrong with him.
Could it power his Switch if he did? Johnny generates his own electric current.
It's powered by smoke.
Why do you have a USB lead coming out of your waistline for no reason?
Oh dear. Anyway, yes.
Have you got one of those portable charging packs? Yes.
Let's just plug the website, which is nextgenbase.com. We've got Twitch /nextgenbase. We've got YouTube nextgenbase. We've got Twitter nextgenbase, and we've got Facebook nextgenbase.
We don't put stuff on Instagram anymore, do we?
No, Instagram's nextgenbase_, but I don't think we should put stuff on Instagram anymore, particularly after you've just suggested that Jonathan sticks car chargers up his bumhole.
That's going to be a whole next line now, isn't it?
Anyway, thank you for joining me, guys.
Does the current go both ways?
Does he get a buzz?
Too far, Andrew. Too far. Too far.
Say goodbye, Ben.
Bye. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.